Hey, Acez Academy community. So there's an activity that I've been doing with all the shops that I've been mentoring and coaching, and it's called the Activity Huddle. And really what it is, a lot of these shops that prospect, you'll find that the top salespeople in every organization do the most amount of work, meaning they send the most text messages out, they send the most emails out, they have the most energetic voicemails, and they make the most dials throughout the day. Usually activity and energy follow. The issue is in a lot of these places, we don't know how to track the activity, or we're not tracking the activity at all. So you have some salespeople that activities levels are up here and some salespeople that are down here. So what we do and what I want you to do with your team is make a huddle in the morning called the Activity Huddle. And in that huddle, you're going to go specifically over a play for the day. So let's say if you're doing mortgages or even insurance or whatever it is that you sell, the first thing you want to talk about is what's going on right now in the market. What's going on right now in the world? What leverage do we have today, right now, to use on the phones through our communication? So once you figure out what that value is that you're going to provide, you make a script for it. So you say, okay, so every single client that doesn't answer us today, we're going to leave this voicemail, and you make a script for it. And then you say, we're going to send this text message, or we're going to send this email. And you actually make these templates prior to having the huddle with your team. And then after you run that huddle with your team, you say, okay, so after we do this, we're going to raise the activity, and we're going to send a second text message in the afternoon and a second voicemail in the afternoon. And then you raise the activity even more. And then you say, we're going to do a third message in the evening, and a third voicemail in the evening, and a third email in the evening. And you give your team the templates and the resources that they need, so all they have to do is copy and paste it. And then before they go, you make checkpoints throughout the day as the leader, and you check on the activity and make sure it gets done. What you're going to find is if every single team member you have sends the text messages that you create or that your team creates together 3 times that day, 3 different messages, they send 3 different voicemails, and they do 3 different emails, and they call 3 different times, your response rate should pick up that day. You should get responses from people on the second and the third try that usually don't pick up on the first try. And if you can make sure that your whole team walks out with the same exact activity, meaning they did the same exact action for every single client, then you don't have to scratch your head and wonder if you missed any opportunities, because everybody executed on the play. But your job as the leader is you literally want to walk around with a checklist and say, hey, John, did we send out the text for all the clients? Okay. Then in the afternoon, hey, Larry, did you send the voicemail out, the second one? Okay. Then in the evening, before they leave, could you show me the emails? Do a quick audit. And you want to audit every single person and make sure they execute on the play of the day. This is one of the most important keys to having a good, successful prospecting business, is making sure, number 1, that all your people are using all of their resources, and number 2, they're mastering the content within those resources. So if you could assure that everybody's blasting out the same messages, but then you also assure they're doing it multiple times a day and they're switching up those messages, then you know you're prospecting as a business or as a company to your full ability. So I'm going to upload here in the next video the huddle I did with one of the broker shops here called Clear 2 Mortgage, and you could see what we did with their play of the day and how we held them accountable to it. And I'll also upload the one-pager for you, but make sure that do an activity huddle, make the plays, and make sure they execute on them so everybody's prospecting with full effects.